Freddy Krueger to this day is one of the most iconic horror killers of all time. Before his death, Freddy was a child killer slash molester, and he was killed by the parents of Elm Street, who were pissed off at him being released. If you didn't know, he was released because he had some good lawyers and the judges didn't fill in the right places of form, so he wasn't proved guilty. Film starts with Tina being stalked by Freddy in a tense, atmospheric opening that really sets the tone for the rest of the movie. That alone is one of the scariest scenes in the whole movie. She is eventually caught and wakes up before Freddy could do any damage to her. In the first 20 minutes it is hinted that she is the main character until Freddy kills her in one of the best deaths in the whole series. Then the role of heroine goes down to Nancy, who starts drinking coffee and taking pills to keep her awake and away from the dream world. Her boyfriend Glenn is actually played by Johnny Depp. I know, Captain Jack Sparrow himself is in A Nightmare on Elm Street. Sadly, he's one of the worst characters in the film. He was nowhere near the impressive actor that he is today. Like most horror films with a killer that couldn't not be real, no one believes Nancy. There's one scene where her dreams are being tested in a lab for unnatural behaviour. Her dream ends up going off the charts, so they have to wake her up. When woken up, she pulls Freddy's hat from underneath her sheet. Still, no one believes her. I mean, come on, her dream levels go wild and she pulls out Freddy's hat. Still no one believes her? How fucking stupid are they? So then Nancy decides she should hold Freddy when she wakes up so she can pull him into the real world where she can harm him. She sets up many booby traps around her house. In this film, the dream sequences are not as creative as the sequels and tries to be scarier, where the sequels kind of hint more to humour. Freddy is scarier than he has ever been and still manages to spout out random one-liners. At the time, slasher movies were about guys with knives, so this added a huge twist to the genre. Lots of the time the dreams are set in a boiler room, because that's where Freddy would take his victims when he was alive, and that's where he was eventually killed by the parents of Elm Street. The ending is a little confusing and seems more like a dream than in the real world. Everyone that was killed in the film is alive, to hint everything in the film was a complete dream. All the kids get into the car and then the roof comes down and it has Freddy stripes on it. The kids no longer have controls and the car drives off into the distance. Then you see Nancy's mother get pulled through the window by Freddy's claw. The bit where Nancy's mother gets pulled through the window has been one of the parts that have really stuck with me, because I remember being truly scared by the first time I saw it, just because it was so unexpected. The ending that you see in the film wasn't actually in the original script. Originally, Nancy is seen getting on the school bus and then she goes off into the distance. The producer decided that they should change the ending to leave room for a sequel, which was a smart move in my opinion. Another thing that really creeped me out about the film is the Freddy Nursery rhyme. Whenever I hear it, it gets chills down my spine. Oh, enough of that. A Nightmare on Elm Street is one of the most original and terrifying concepts slash film ever made. I mean, a killer murdering people in their sleep where they're most vulnerable, that's intense. First Nightmare was probably one of the best of the series, and today is one of my favourite horror movies of all time. So now let's go on to the second one. Oh god, why?